Hi guys, this is Lada from astrolada.com and I'm here with your October 2017 videos. But this October I'm going to focus on one exceptional astrological event. This is Jupiter changing signs, moving from Libra into Scorpio. And these videos are not going to be just for October. You can watch them all up till November 2018 because all this time for around 12 months, Jupiter will be in a new sign. So this video will be your guiding light for the next 12 months. So come back to them. And this is tremendous event, one of the most important astrological events this year, and like every year when Jupiter transit signs. And because it shifts your luck, it shifts your opportunities totally. And now the water and earth signs will be kind of manifesting more powerfully. And Jupiter is moving into Scorpio, where it's going to be very strong. Till now, the last 1 year, Jupiter was in Libra. It's not as strong in Libra because it's a sign where Jupiter does not do so well in. And not only that, but in the last 1 year, Jupiter was making a lot of challenging aspects to Uranus, to Pluto. So it's even if it manifested, and it does manifest because Jupiter is the bringer of opportunities. If it manifested, it was with more challenges, with more surprises, with more effort, so to speak. But this year, Jupiter being in Scorpio, where it's very strong, it's in a sign that it loves to be in. It's very strong in Scorpio because Mars, that rules Scorpio, is a friend of Jupiter. And not only that, but it's really helped the whole 2018 by positive aspects only. Saturn is in a good relationship to Jupiter. Saturn will be in Capricorn. If you want to figure out, basically, to know the astrology, Saturn in Capricorn as well, but also Pluto and Neptune will be in good aspects to Jupiter, so it has no challenging aspects. So it's gonna give abundance and bounty in a positive, easy way. So we're gonna go through all the 12 signs. And by the way, join me on the 21st of October, me and a group of amazing astrologers, at least 5 or 6. We're gonna be doing a astrology marathon live. If you can't be present live, it's gonna be Saturday, but if you can't make it, you can watch it after that as a recording. We're gonna do the most important astrological events from 2018 to 2021, like Saturn conjunct Pluto, Saturn in Capricorn, Jupiter in Scorpio, the eclipses, Venus retrograde in Scorpio, Mars retrograde in Aquarius and Capricorn, all the big events. It's an astrological bonanza, astrological marathon. I'm super excited. We're going to have a peek into the next 3 years ahead. And by the way, this Jupiter in Scorpio now, so all those videos, it's general. You know, we're going to go through each sign, but it is general. And if you want more specifically to know about Jupiter, how it's going to impact you, like a professional astrologer outlook from your ascendant, from the specific house cast, join me on the 30th of September live, or watch after that the recording of Jupiter in Scorpio webinar. And I'll show you how to exactly predict what opportunities will be coming in your horoscope according to the degrees in your horoscope, according to the planets. And Jupiter will be affecting other signs, not only Scorpio, but 2 other signs will manifest powerfully in the coming 1 year because of the playing together with Saturn. So join me to find out more in-depth information.
So let's see how this Jupiter moving from Libra to Scorpio will affect you, Leos. And this is, you can have your ascendant in Leo, your sun or your moon in Leo. You can find out from my planetary detail where your ascendant is if you don't know it, but you need to know your time of birth. You can find out also your sun and moon if you don't know them. From my birth chart calculator, go to the planetary detail table. And the most important is always the ascendant, because it's what happens to you on the tangible physical level. The ascendant rules the physical body, the physical reality. The moon rules the emotional world, but as you know, emotions create reality as well. When we're strongly magnetized and feeling very strong about something, we can make it manifested. That's why the moon sign is so important, again, to check out. And the sun sign, especially in the West, we give a lot of priority to the sun sign because it is the Western society is focused on proactivity, free will, and the sun rules all this creativity, you know. So the Western society, people from Western countries very strongly feel the sun sign, because the sun is about your unique individuality and the unique decisions you take personally. So it's more to do with the free will and how your free will manifests through your personal actions. While with the ascendant in the moon is what happens to you. The ascendant is what happens to you because it's kind of fated. The moon is what in the physical way, and the moon is how your feelings can transform your reality. So check the 3 signs. I always do the ascendant sign as an astrologer. And also sometimes the sun and the moon I check. Okay, so what happens if you're a Leo? Any of those 3, sun, moon, or ascendant? Well, you know that in the past 12 months, Jupiter was in your 3rd house in Libra. So let's recap quickly what it might have brought you. And I have moon in Leo. So that definitely, when I look back at it, definitely the last 12 months have really expanded my communications, because the 3rd house is about communications, people you're in contact with on a daily basis, your administrative tasks that you have to complete. And Jupiter, whatever it is, expands those. So maybe you had increase inflow of emails, increased contacts, increased followers on Facebook or YouTube, increase social network. 3rd house is social house, social network, communications. 3rd house was marketing, advertising, anything to do with marketing, anything to do with sales, with commercial business activities. And Jupiter has expanded those and brought further opportunities. 3rd house, for me in particular, so I'm just giving you an example how it worked. It will also have been a time to rebalance your relationships with siblings, to rebalance, because it was in Libra, balance, to rebalance your relationships with neighbors, or to rebalance your relationships with people that you work in a small group, maybe your colleagues, maybe it expanded the number of people you communicate on a daily basis. For me, I know that my email list over the last 1 year, emails that I received have doubled and tripled. Before I used to spend 2 hours a day on emails. Today I have to spend like 4 hours a day on emails sometimes. So it's kind of expands all those 3rd house: communication, writing, speaking, publications, marketing, management, profits that can come to you through commercial activities and business. Groups, it has expanded the opportunity for work in small groups. Short-term travel, short distance travel as well might have increased. Now Jupiter is entering your 4th house. For Leo, our 4th house, because I consider myself strongly a Leo with the moon in Leo. For a woman, the moon is more so her personality than her sun sign. And Scorpio is there in our 4th house, and we're using here whole sign system, and sometimes doesn't always work like that. It's more general, but for this you have to maybe join me on the 30th of September for the webinar. Anyway, Jupiter entering Scorpio on our 4th house means that for the next 12 months we can see expansion and growth for 4th house matters, or 4th house, and big transformations, because Scorpio is the sign of the biggest transformations in life, on psychological, emotional level, deep healing that can happen through the events of 4th house that Jupiter will facilitate and allow. So 4th house is, first of all, family, expansion of family. Hello, we're expecting another baby. I hope God is there, but that will definitely be life transforming. Scorpio, expansion of family. Some Scorpios might be settling down, finally finding an opportunity. 4th house about settling down, properties. Some of you might finally be able, for example, to find a place that feels like home, to find a place that transforms you and heals you from some wounds and pains, which is what Scorpio is. That feels like home, yeah. Some of you might finally be able to sell a property they've been trying to sell, because wherever Jupiter goes to, it allows us to run the affairs of that house much more easy, and with more opportunities. And so we can, for example, sell a property that's been a burden to us and release it and move to a place that feels much better for us. If you can also buy a new property. Many times when Jupiter trans the 4th house, I've seen that people buy a new house or renovate their whole house, extend it, make it bigger. For example, I'll give you a very simple example. Someone when I asked them what happened to them 12 years ago, when Jupiter was transiting their fourth house in Scorpio, they added a basement to their house. Expansion, fourth house property, Jupiter expansion, fourth house property, Scorpio underground. So they added a basement to their house. You see how funny astrology, like simple and direct it works. And now the person said they did a well. They dug a well in their garden. Scorpio digging deep underground, fourth house, garden house, Jupiter expansion. They added a well in their house. Another person said that they bought a property. That was close to a burial ground, Scorpio. Another one said that they bought a property close to a Scorpio, which is like a bog, water and what's that called? Like water and earth as well. Doesn't matter. I'm just giving you a few examples how it can work. So expansion of property, buying of property, selling of property that has been, making a better profit of a property if you sell now. Almost like you'll be able to sell on a high while Jupiter is in your fourth house, and to find a property on a good deal as well, because Jupiter is a benefic. It helps us find almost like good karma comes, and you have intuitive. Jupiter is the planet that wherever it goes, we're in the right place at the right time. So it almost increases your intuition when to sell, when to buy property. And you might be expanding your fences in your house. So you might start gardening, for example, and beautify your garden somehow. But you're doing it at the right time, and it's good time to invest in property if you have the opportunity. And good time to make renovations and change something at home. It's a good time to add another member to your family, to expand the family. I remember when Jupiter was transiting my fourth house, I got the best flatmate ever. She was like amazing, and nothing dramatic happened. I didn't expand family or buy property, but it was great for me because I've always had awful flatmates, and that was such a relief, something really good coming, like Jupiter, something good. And I got very deeply connected again and rekindle the relationship with my parents. So Jupiter transiting your fourth house can make you reconnect on a deeper level, heal past pains with family members. Scorpio is past trauma or pain, big healing, transformation, regeneration through finding the right place to live, to belong, or by getting in touch with your roots and feeling like you belong. By healing a trauma with a mother, forgiving your mother or forgiving your family of some sort, healing it and moving on, and it will create huge, especially Scorpio is connected to trauma, something dark, something hidden, something buried. And because it rules your fourth house, if there was some pain or drama that happened in the childhood that you can't forgive, that's still hurting you, even it might be on subconscious level, there might be a huge unblocking and bringing to the surface this kind of pain that you've experienced, which can feel a little bit traumatic and crisis-like, but which is being released, and it kind of drains the swamp, as they call it. You drain the swamp of those pains and release. So there might be like a healing transformation that comes to you psychologically, something from your past, something from your childhood that allows you to be a happier person, because the ultimate deepest meaning of the fourth house is happiness. It allows you to be firmly rooted in the ground, to know who you are, and to feel emotionally stable. The fourth house is the house of emotional happiness. So something can happen in your life. Jupiter brings this light that brings to the surface some secret from the past, or some pain that is recycled, that is reborn, that is healed, and therapeutically it heals you, and you're reborn as a new, more stable, emotionally happy person. You might, for example, come out of a depression. You might break a cycle of a depression cycles that have been happening for some time, and on the more material, and become happier person. And on the more material levels, I said property, you can gain through property. If you're in any careers that are fourth house careers, there will be expansion in your career and growth. So if you're a nursery teacher working with, taking care, fourth house is the house of motherhood, nurturing, taking care of little children, or taking care of old people, caring, nursing of any sort. Fourth house is if you're in real estate. As I said, Jupiter will bring you intuition and higher knowledge, how to buy, when to sell, more luck there. So you can make if you're in real estate, that can be great. If you're in some kind of gardener or anything to do with plant or caring or nurturing or working with families of some sort again, or working with feelings and psychologists, because fourth house is digging to the roots in the past. Fourth house rules the past, and helping people heal emotionally. Your business and your career will be doing really well. Okay, so properties, vehicles are ruled by the fourth house. So when Jupiter trans the fourth house, you might buy a new vehicle. Not all of those things will happen, but one of those things will surely you'll notice happening. And when you come back and watch this video again next October 2018, you'll be like, aha, exactly, this is what happened to me. So this is what I have for you, Leos. I know it's not groundbreaking, but it's amazing having Jupiter in the fourth house, or anywhere else, and Jupiter will be so strong in Scorpio, and it's going to be so life transforming and healing. Some past wounds will be healed in a deep level. And by the way, Jupiter makes good aspects to your 8th and 12th house, which are again healing houses, the houses of the subconscious. So deep healing emotionally, psychologically, joy is coming to you from a family, expansion of the family, happiness coming through family. There might be some inheritance that come to you, the 8th house that Jupiter allows. There might be some spiritual counsel that comes to you, spiritual deepening of spiritual experiences that comes to you through the 12th house. There might be some financial increase that comes to you again through partners or business partnership or through your marriage partner. All those things are triggered, but the psychological foundation of that is that there is some deep emotional healing that happens alchemically, because Scorpio is about deep transformation and healing, and releasing something from the past and some pain that allows you to be emotionally a happier person. And you can buy a car or property. Thank you so much, Scorpio. If you want to know more specifically, because it's very general, again, come take my course on Jupiter and Scorpio, which will be way more in depth, and which will look specifically not only at houses, but at transits to planets and house cusp. And you don't need to know anything in astrology to attend that webinar. I love you loads. And by the way, very quickly, how October will affect you, because after all, this is October videos. Most of the planets will be in your 3rd house, Leos, in Libra. So there'll be very hectic activity, busyness, moving to and fro, lots of communications, lots of information. Then in October, short trips that are very likely to happen. Short trips means like under a month, somehow, and not too long, far away, just going to the other end of the world. And you might have a lot of communications, work with people in small group activities, a lot of business activities of some sort. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much, and I will see you next month.